powers and principalities.
There's so much fire inside me.
Tragedy struck when part of the largest hillside at the kosher rubbish dump collapsed.
It's going to be fun to see how he goes about approaching this game.
We table issues relating to the arts and entertainment for a riveting discussion, of course, without fear nor favor.
The question the presenter asked them was a dumb question. You need to speak the fact and move.
Varied views. We agree to disagree.
So I would disagree with everything you said. I think that he's a smart guy. I think what he did.
No, but I also said he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I guess that I'm waiting for the what next.
Yeah, I don't think that we have to wait for what next.
It sometimes gets confrontational, but that's the beauty of the game.
Today you deny funny face. It's not my brother. You deny funny face. I don't know him. You don't know funny face. It's not my brother. You don't know funny face.
It's a package. We meet, we sit, we dialogue, we learn, we progress. My name is Benefo Huabin Abrantepa, a proud blogger, and this is my forum.
One of the things GhanaWeb is doing, which in my estimation is one of the best things, is trying as much as possible to give pictorial in terms of video of whatever it's reporting online. Unlike those days where you only had to read about text. This time around, they've gone a step ahead and to ensure that there's a video added to whatever content they are putting out there for readers to also have a feel of the story. One of the things I think GhanaWeb can do is to, apart from the online TV, rather go on a full-fledged TV channel rather than the online TV. I think that would help. I've seen that the online TV is helping, but they should just go in a full channel. Keep up the good work. There may be challenges, but don't be deterred by those challenges. Challenges are bound to happen in every institution, and try and work harder. Focus on whatever you set to do for yourself, and I'm sure as the years roll by, you achieve those challenges.
hands are so numb. Hi guys, we are back again. I just ended a paintballing experience. As you can see, I have received bullets from my colleagues. Bullet on my finger, bullet on my dress. As you can see how dirty I am. That is how dirty they dealt with me. And so guys, I mean, even though it has ended, you would want to see how it started, right? Let's go right into the video, meet my friends, and let's see how it goes. Let's go.
You got to let it go. You got to let it go. You got to let it go. You got to let it go.
My name is Bernard. This is the field you'll be playing on. This is the guns you'll be using. Right? And then that will be the overalls and then the chest protector. So we have 4 games. The first game is called Capture the Flag. Okay. Yes. And this is how you play the game. Since we are going to 2 sides. Yes. This is what you do. You try to go for the flag of the opponent, capture it, and then bring it back to our base without being shot to win the game. The second game is called Elimination. Alright? It's similar to Capture the Flag, but the difference is if you are shot in elimination, you walk out. Rule number 1 says there are no headshots.
No headshots.
You don't shoot anybody on the head. You realize this side is covered, but this side is exposed. You don't aim for anybody on that side.
So we got our costume, and yes, I'm going to wear my overall. I hope it fits because I have big thighs. Kwame. Reynald.
You want to change it?
Rodney. Another Kwame.
And a fish with a PH.
And you?
Michael.
And of course, I am the only girl and with the red team. So these are my team members. Rodney.
Nairobi or Money High.
Yeah. So we're about to start. And of course, you guys are coming along. And so I'm taking you along. You're coming along with me. This is going to be very, very exciting. So guys, the main aim is to capture the flag in the middle. And so we are trying to get it. That's the whole idea. Without being shot. So we are attempting to get the red flag. This is so fun. My colleague, my mates got the flag, and we have to find a way to run. I have to hide behind this with my gun. We won! This is the flag. Wow. Exactly. We just ended the second one, and I was shot on my hand. Now my hands are so numb. But the experience is so far so good. It's been so nice. How is your experience? How has the game been so far?
It's been so tiring, you know. It's very active.
Please open and stop.
I've killed like 3 people today. I'm okay. I've shed blood.
At least I've killed 2 people.
Blood.
Yeah, what's the
blood.
So far they are losing.
Yeah,
what's the experience?
2 games. That's not easy. And I'm the only one who has a clean hit.
it requires a lot of running, and he did a lot of running. He got the 2 flags for us.
But we covered him.
I mean, we were protecting him from being killed.
Exact tactical game.
Exactly.
We are being strategic, but this way they will just run.
They're just running. Guys.
Sometimes when you look, you don't see anybody.
This was to take the flag. Even though I took the flag, my opponents took the flag before us. So they won on this one. I mean, give it to them. You can show it to them. So guys, as much as this is so fun, I think it requires a lot of exercise. So, a lot of running, a lot of thinking, a lot of being smart not to get hit. One hit my head. Then one also hit here. Yeah, and then my finger earlier on.
The castle.
This, I mean, it doesn't matter if you will be shot. We just finished the 4th round. And this time around we won. And what happens is you are supposed to protect your territory, which is the castle here. And they didn't. Once we shoot them, once I shoot you, you are out. And so that's what happened. And they were out. And it was left with Kwame. And I shot him 3 times. 3 times. I'm so proud of myself. And so yeah, we are going for the last round. Then we can call it a day. This time around, they are defending, we are protecting our castle. And so let's see how it goes. Wish us luck because we are in the leading team. The red is always the leading team, you know. So let's see how it goes. Fish, who are you in support of? Who are you supporting? Red team, team red. So what happens is, if you run out of bullets, you need to request for some, and 100 pieces of bullets cost 50 Ghana cedis. And so my team and I are out of bullets, and so they are going back to refill. Refilling means that when we buy 50 Ghana, the 3 of us can share since we are all on the same team. And I think it's exciting. It requires a lot of strength. It looks like an easy game, but because it requires more of running, trying to target the opponent, trying to shoot him, finding strategies on how not to lose, because when the bullet hits you, it's really painful. When I say painful, not painful like painful that is unbearable, but it gives you numbness. Like one hit my finger and I still feel numb. You can see my hands are all yellow. My dress or my costume is all dirty. But I think it's so fun. You should come here with your friends, come here with your family, come and at least once a while. I mean, I always say that no boredom in Accra. Say no to boredom. And so come around, experience everything here, and it's so fun. So far we spent like 1 hour 30 minutes. We are just left with one more game and call it a day. So are you guys enjoying my video? Are you enjoying? Let me know in the comment section if it is something you would try. Show you how the castle looks like. Let's go. So guys, this is how the castle looks like. And so because it's our castle, we have to protect the castle. And so they are defending, coming to attack us to capture the castle. And we don't want that to happen. Initially, we were rather on the other side trying to capture them, and we shot them all, so we were able to get the castle. So this time around, that is not going to happen because we have to win this game. And so that is up now. Let's go. Let's see how the game goes. So this time around, this is what is going to happen. I'm hiding in the castle so they won't see me. This is one of my colleagues down there hiding, and then that's another colleague there. And so we don't want to be seen because we have to win this. Even though we are leading, we have to win this. So yeah, let's see. One thing about this is if you shoot him, he goes. So the guy down there, I shot him, so he's out. So we have killed one person, 2 more to go. Let's see if my guys will. I mean, this is what is happening. They are shooting 2 people. And now we've used the grenade. There's the smoke coming out from there. Shoot him. So guys, this brings us to the end of this game. It's been so fun. My mates, my teammates, what up? How's it go?
Yeah, all I can say is it was very, very great, and it was.
Do you think we won?
Yeah, we won. We overwon.
Yeah, we won. So let's go and meet the team blue. The losers. Let's see. I mean the losers. Let's see how it goes. This was so exciting. This is why you should be in Ghana. All these guys, I don't know any of them. The only person I know is Fish, who was the organizer of the whole. Yeah. So Fish, what do you do?
You and founder of Move Africa. I'm the founder and travel experience designer at Move Africa.
And what do you do?
Travel experience designer. So I put together adventures like this. What should be done and where it should be done. That's my job. I just hope that people like you sign up for the experience.
So whenever you are in Ghana and you want any activity, any travel, I mean, Fish is your flag. Fish travel agency called Move. So say we
move with 3 O's. That's the only move you wanna move.
Come around. Oh, we're already addressing. Come around.
We move. Losers, they're so now.
Yeah, because they lost, they're already undressing. Can you imagine?
Hi guys, we are back again, Charlie. I'm the founder of Little Tokens Foundation, a registered non-profit organization based in Ghana that seeks to promote literacy and improve educational standards in underserved communities and schools.
Yeah. So, you know the funny thing? Kwame and I are friends on Instagram. Just when this thing was organized, we happened to meet each other in real life, and it's exciting. This is one thing you get to meet, like people you see on social media. You are doing a great job.
Thank you very much.
So guys, yeah, this brings us to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed being here with you. And is this something you will partake whenever you're in Ghana? It's been exciting, and I would say it's time to go. Until next time on my YouTube channel. Say hi to my new friend. He's in charge of the paintballing experience. So how many people come here every time?
It depends. We wait for the booking and they tell us the number.
So what's the highest number you've received?
I think about
91.
91
per day. So how do they go in batches?
Yeah, batches.
Oh, okay. So I will leave all the organized details in my description box. Do want to call them, do want to also follow them on Instagram, and you'll be fine. So guys, I love you all. Thank you. It also comes with refreshment, and yeah, you can choose from a fruit juice or alcohol. It came special. It came with a banana cake. Hey Fish, Charlie, you're treating us well.
Yeah, you wait for the lunch.
Wow, there is lunch coming, guys. This is exciting. This is what you get if you travel with Move. Papa, yeah. So we have lunch. Yay! In fact, it's almost dinner, so dinner.
The President of the African Union Commission, the President of the ECOWAS Commission, I believe the United Nations Secretary General Special Representative for West Africa is present, fellow members of the ECOWAS community, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I want to thank all of you, especially the heads of state, for acting so promptly and without hesitation to be present at this meeting. I believe that the manner in which, in times of crisis, the leadership of ECOWAS responds is the surest testimony of the strength and the commitment that all of us have to the goals of our regional organization. I don't believe that we need to have a long ceremonial opening. All of us know the main matter which has brought us here, which is the unfortunate and regrettable incident that has taken place in Guinea. And it is to discuss that and to discuss our response to this clear violation of our common charter of governance, of good governance in the ECOWAS region, and what decisions we want to take in response. So with that, I'd like to welcome all your excellencies and others to this virtual meeting and want to declare the opening of this meeting duly effected.
An MP for my very good friend Kojo Point Nkrumah, Minister of State for Finance Charles Edubwine, Deputy Minister of Finance Abnao Selsari, and my very good friend Deputy Minister of Trade Herbert Krapa. The Honorable Stephanie Sullivan, Ambassador of the US, and all representatives of the foreign missions in Ghana, and my brother Michael Kwe, CEO of the Ghana Free Zones, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. The Ghana story, I must say, is a very compelling story, and has become even more compelling and attractive since 2017, when His Excellency the President took over. And through fiscal consolidation, significant reforms of the economy, better management of the public debt, and a yearning desire to transform the economy into a modern economy, implemented plans and objectives that set us on the path of recovery, but not just recovery, but growth. The GIPC is an office under the presidency, and so we are having this event really under the auspices of the presidency to show what we've done, the stewardship that we've done, and the way forward, and to embrace and engage all to really bring fruit to Ghana's centrality in Africa's desire to move away from a continent that imports all products from its own exports of raw materials and resources, that is converting our economies into productivity and value added. But we'll focus on Ghana for today. And there are 10 reasons why most investors will look at Ghana. First of all, I dare say that Ghana is in the center of the world. It's the only country on latitude 0 and longitude 0, and therefore logistically very well placed. But not just that. Ghana has had a pedigree of leadership on the African continent. From 1957, when it spearheaded the political emancipation of the continent. And today, Ghana is repositioning once again to spearhead the leadership of the African continent and joining it to the global financial sector and bringing about wealth creation on the continent, thereby bringing African financial and economic emancipation. There are 10 reasons why I think that Ghana will remain interesting. The first one is that we have an enviable democratic governance and political stability, which is key for every investor, and we have demonstrated that. We've been able to develop a strong and resilient economy. And from 2017, for 3 years, Ghana's economy grew at an average rate of 7%, one of the leading economic growths on the world, not just the continent. And even in 2020, when the region showed deep recession of minus 3.3%, Ghana's economy still grew positively at 0.4%. And Ghana, along with South Korea, have been pointed out as the two countries that have shown great preparedness in managing the COVID pandemic. But we are still in the pandemic, it's not over, and so we still keep our fingers crossed and work hard to do that. Additionally, we have a human capital advantage on the continent, and recent policies of the free senior high school will reposition Ghana as a major supplier of labor, and we're also equipping our young people to be able to take on the challenge of an economy in transition. We also have better trade logistics and infrastructure, and quite recently, the Tema port has been expanded to be potentially the largest port in Africa, to be able to do 3.7 million TEUs of cargo. We have vast and diverse natural resource endowment, and Ghana has almost any mineral that is in demand today: gold, diamond, timber, bauxite, manganese, lithium, iron ore, oil and gas, and many other ornamental minerals. and particularly lithium, which is very much required for the new economy of Industry 4.0, moving on to Industry 5.0. We are also a member of the regional international trade bodies. As a partner in WTO and having leadership of ECOWAS, we are very well positioned to negotiate many contracts, and we have significant contracts signed, bilateral investment treaties, and double taxation treaties with many of our partners. And of course, Ghana's great hospitality is undoubted. And I see many faces here that I know are not originally Ghanaian. And it's that hospitality that has brought you here. We thank you for staying and being with us. But even more importantly is our yearning desire to continuously and increasingly improve the ease of doing business. And we have had significant reforms, both at the trade level and at the investment level, to ensure that as we go into the future, Ghana becomes one of the best places to do business, not only in West Africa, but in Africa, and also one of the most attractive places to invest. And then, of course, that has led to a very enabling and competitive business environment, one which we are very proud of. And last but not the least, as I mentioned, and as mentioned it first, a favorable geographical location to facilitate the easy access to the world. And indeed, from Ghana, you are only 8 hours away from almost all the major regions of the world. So yes, we have all these endowments, but these endowments could not have put us where we are without the instructive and firm and strong leadership of His Excellency the President, who has declared that Ghana should be the best place to do business on the continent and the most attractive place to invest on the continent. And it's for that reason that we are seeing that Ghana is host to the headquarters of the AFCFTA and will spearhead the African economic and financial emancipation that I did mention before. So what has that earned us? And I will talk about this on the perspective of what has happened in the world. And even prior to COVID, global political disruptions led to a shrinking of foreign direct investment and a disruption in the flows of foreign direct investment between 2018 and 2019. The event of Brexit was a major factor. The trade wars between the US and China was another factor. And the fact that the US also started looking inward to try and shore up business and trade was very important in stemming the flow of FDI globally, to the extent that UNCTAD and the WTO started making early predictions of the narrowing down of foreign direct investment globally. And then by 2020, the pandemic really hit. And it caused two major problems. One, the cost of lives, and two, the cost of livelihoods. But practically, it ended up in a major disruption of trade and business globally. Supply chains got cut. Countries had to implement quarantines that actually disrupted businesses. And I don't need to emphasize that because you all know, because you are business people. But that also led to a great impact on the financial sector. It's estimated that some $10 trillion of value was lost in the global financial markets due to the disruptions of the global trade system. Now, that was all money that could have been used for foreign direct investment. So consequently, UNCTAD actually predicted that global flows would shrink by 42% in 2020. And if we didn't have a grip on the pandemic, it would further shrink by an additional 15%. And Africa was probably going to be the biggest victim. But God being so good, and through our own initiatives, we've seen that it didn't happen quite as much as that. Africa, as I saw in a video this morning, still has shown quite some resilience to the virus compared to other regions in the world. But we do not take that for granted. And even during that period, Ghana showed strong leadership that also invoked some confidence in investors that were looking at places to invest. And Ghana was one of such places. I must say that the sort of investments we got, the productive types of investments, most of them greenfield in industrial infrastructure projects, in developing countries suffered immensely, and we all know what has happened. And since then, we haven't recovered. As you all well know, global shipping has increased in cost by close to about 40%, further straining global trade. But many other countries have also suffered inordinately from the shrinkage of FDI. As you see from the third box there, African economies have seen a 16% fall in FDI, but have weathered the storm better than others, as I've said. And therefore, we are all in recovery mode and looking forward to improving our conditions to try and ginger back FDI globally. But amidst all this pandemic, and Ghana at the beginning of 2020, we were quite optimistic in the first quarter of the year that we would see some impressive numbers, because FDI in the first quarter of 2020 had increased about 400% of what it was the previous year. And then, of course, COVID hit. But despite that, we are able to achieve FDI values of $2.650 billion, which by all standards were impressive. If you take what happened globally, where there was a 42% drop in FDI and a further 15% expected in the year 2021. Now, this figure of 2.65 billion represented a percentage increase of 140% compared to the 1.1 billion that we achieved in 2019, when global FDI actually saw a downturn. Out of this, we saw a registration of 279 projects, comprising 129 new projects in various sectors, 131 upstream projects in the oil and gas sector, and 19 projects in the free zones activities. Now, out of these 279 projects, the services sector registered the most, with 184 projects, followed by manufacturing of 57, and I do declare that I would have wished that it was manufacturing that showed the 184. And then export trading, 15 projects, general trading, 10 projects, and then the rest, building and construction, 5 projects. Mining also showed 3 major projects, petroleum, 3 projects, and disappointingly, agriculture, 1 project, and liaison offices, 1 project. In terms of FDI value, manufacturing, however, recorded the largest value of $1.27 billion, followed by services of $656 billion, mining of 424 million, petroleum 222 million, and the details are indicated in the graph below that you can see. If you look at it in terms of the amounts and the sectors, that's where the breakdown is. Now, in terms of regional distribution, January to December, unfortunately, Greater Accra seems to be attracting the most of the projects that were registered, or the FDI. And as I did mention, in terms of numbers, services recorded 184 projects, most of them in Greater Accra. 8 regions directly benefited from 279 projects. 231 projects, representing 82.8% of the projects registered, are in the Greater Accra region. That means that at the GIPC, we need to work harder into diversifying this and making the rest of the country even more attractive. And I dare say that the rest of the country is equally or perhaps even more attractive as destinations of foreign direct investment. The 3 other regions that showed some promise are the Western and Ashanti regions with 31 and 7 projects respectively. Volta and Eastern region recorded 3 projects, and Brong-Ahafo recorded 2, the Central and Upper East recorded 1 project each. This we expect to generate employment of 27,110 jobs, when these are registered and are at full capacity. Now, 22,382 of these projected jobs, that's 95% of it, are jobs that will be exclusively for Ghanaians, whilst the remaining 1,064 jobs, that's 4.54, are expected to be taken up by non-Ghanaians per GIPC's records. I must make a note here that our records are telling us that even when foreign direct investors come in, within a year, they prefer to have Ghanaian workers take over the jobs that were probably taken by expatriates. One, because it's cheaper for them, and two, because they realize that the Ghanaian partnerships enables them negotiate the nuances of the market much, much better. And so it tells us once we attract more FDI, we're in a good place in job creation. The leading sources of investment by nations: China brought in 751 million, the United Kingdom 243 million, South Africa brought in 242 million, Australia brought in 239 million, and the Netherlands brought in FDI of 238 million. I am convinced, and I believe that we are going to see some significant investments from the US of A, and that is why we have the ambassador here today. So thank you for coming, and we look forward to our partnership. I would also like to just give a snapshot of what we've seen in 2021 that makes us very confident that we are on a good track, and with a great job that the president is doing, traveling around, marketing Ghana, I believe that we should up our game and achieve the targets that we have. As at the middle of the year, despite the weak predictions by the UNCTAD, we are seeing some very interesting numbers. In the first half, a total of 122 projects, that is 94 new projects and 28 upstream existing projects, have brought in FDI of $829 million. Now this gives a 32.15% increase of what we saw in the first half of 2020, which was $627 million. Now, out of these 122 projects, services once again came out on top with 63 projects, and followed by manufacturing with 24 projects. General trading, building and construction followed with 18 and 6 projects respectively. The oil and gas sector, as well as export trade, recorded 5 projects each, and agriculture sector recorded 1 project. I must say that we've seen a bit of challenge in the oil and gas sector since the price dropped in 2019, but we are seeing some recovery, and we believe that that should also become more significant. Incidentally, we are also seeing a lot more interest in the agri sector over the quarter, and much more engagement and requests, and we believe that will translate to higher FDI numbers and figures for agri by the end of year. The services sector numbers was 597 million, followed by manufacturing with 98.7 million, general trading 41 million, and 22 million for building and construction. These details you'll find in these graphs as shown here. In terms of regional distribution of projects, 9 regions actually attracted these 122 projects out of the 16 regions we have. Now, 96 projects representing 78% of the projects registered are once again in Greater Accra region. The other regions are Ashanti and Western with 8 and 9 projects respectively, and Bono Central and Eastern region with 2 projects each, Hafu North and Upper West region with a project each. The half-year figures is expected to generate employment of some 8,931 jobs directly. Now, the numbers of jobs we show are direct jobs. And we expect that out of that, 8,091 will be for Ghanaians, while the remaining 840 will be for non-Ghanaians as per our records. This is how we see the employment generation per registered projects. But I must say that beyond the direct job creation, there's also indirect job creations. And so many of these are going to create jobs indirectly, which we don't measure. Leading sources of investment recorded January to June. Singapore brought in 307 million with 2 projects. Australia 204 with 2 projects. India 61.57 with 9 projects. Netherlands 46.8 with 2 projects. The US of A with 32 million with 6 projects, and China 32.46 million with 24 projects. So there you go. I told you the US would up their game and look at Ghana more attractively now. These just show the graphical representation of the numbers I just mentioned. So what's the outlook post-COVID and with the advent of the AFCFTA? Global predictions are that global FDI is expected to bottom out in the year 2021 and recover some lost ground going to 2022, increasing between 10 to 15% globally and 5% in Africa. This should be realized with efficient policy interventions to facilitate investments and to navigate the economic effects of the pandemic. And I dare say that in the course of the pandemic, Ghana did also do its bit in finding ways to mitigate the cost of lives and livelihoods by implementing what we call the Ghana Cares Obatampa project. The Ghana Cares project being the COVID alleviation and revitalization of enterprises support project. It's a 3-year project that is expected to cost 100 billion cedis, of which government is going to provide 30 billion, and the private sector, driven by foreign direct investment and partnerships and led by GIPC, will bring in $70 billion. Now, the priority areas under the Ghana Cares program and for GIPC in this regard are agriculture and agro-processing, import substitution and animal husbandry, manufacturing, natural resource value optimization, that is value addition to our natural resources, a technology hub and industrial assemblies, and we are right on track on actually establishing one industrial zone per each of the 16 regions in a number of economies. Then, of course, healthcare services and pharmaceutical manufacturing, and infrastructure, improvement of the roads and highways, railways, power bridges, etc., etc. And we are still on track to achieve the 4,000 kilometers of new rail lines that the government indicated in 2017 that it was going to start construction, and over the 10,000 kilometers of new roads to ensure that every corner of Ghana is connected as we industrialize under the policy of one district, one factory, and are able to move the market beyond the centers and the urban areas to every side of the country and into the West African sub-region. Now, of course, services. And in services, we are looking at expanding the fintech area and making Ghana really technology-driven, and actually making the main route of engagement between the citizenry and government technology. And in that regard, that now we have almost everybody in Ghana biometrically registered, as well as every square inch in Ghana digitally registered. Every 5 by 5 meters squared in Ghana now has a digital address. This is going to enable us to separate ownership from usage of land and optimize and monetize our land for better development. I dare say that for all of us here, the architect of this whole ecosystem and architecture of transformation of the economy lies with our leader, the President. And I think that, Mr. President, thank you for giving us the opportunity to put Ghana on a real pedestal of transformation. And the numbers that are here do give an indication that we are on track. Beyond this, increasing FDI in the medium and the long term requires some swift, articulate actions with the policymakers to review, revise, and revamp FDI strategies to make them more fit for purpose, modernized, and operationalized policy measures to support value chain linked FDI and boost FDI in the digital economy. Indeed, the President has time and time again said that our economy must be driven by private sector. And as a co-chair of the group of eminent persons for the achievement of the SDGs, we embraced the SDGs, and Ghana was the first country in the world to actually benchmark its budget to the SDGs. And I must say that the 2 SDGs that are the impetus we do at GIPC is SDG 1 of poverty alleviation and SDG 17, partnerships and linkages, and then facilitating investment for trade. But I must say that in between 1 and 17, there's a major effort to ensure that we bring true transformation, job creation to Ghana by ensuring that each of those 15 SDGs get the requisite attention. And that is what is going to transform our economy. At the center, we are working with some of the, should I say, the development finance institutions and some of the donor partners to ensure that we really create a global standard and be compared to any other country in the world. And some of our partners are the World Bank, the GIZ, EU, UNIDO, and to help us strengthen the institution to deliver on the mandate and become extremely competitive among its peers. But at the GIPC itself, we've also restructured. We've recently set up a new, two new desks, the Diaspora Investment Desk, which is very important for the country because, as you well know, almost every year about $3 billion comes in informally from the diaspora. We believe that creating a formal channel would actually facilitate a better way of attracting remittances from the diaspora and engage the diaspora in national development. Additionally, we've set up a strategic aftercare service to streamline investor aftercare and encourage investment. And so many of you who are here will get visits from our aftercare. We will preempt your problems and try and bring solutions to them, but we also act as a sounding board for the presidency on policy matters relating to attracting investment. And then we have a revamped monitoring and evaluation and tracking divisions to offer an efficient monitoring of companies and optimize the center's performance. And then we have set up a specific cares delivery unit to track, monitor, and facilitate the achievement of the targets under the CARES program. I will skip these two and then come to the end. As I did say, we are very keen on ensuring that we achieve the target of a minimum of $3 billion a year from 2020 to 2023, right into 2024, under the CARES program. And the areas that we've identified strategically for promotion are agriculture and agro-processing, energy, because if we are going to industrialize, we need cheap, reliable energy, vehicle assembly and automotive components, manufacturing, and we are pleased to say we are well on track. We also have a great manufacturing template under the 1D1F to ensure that every corner of this country has a manufacturing industry of sorts. Now, can you imagine what that would do for job creation? It means that every corner in each of the 260 districts will create opportunities for job creation for our young people. That would stem the tide of the flow from the urban to the, from the rural to the urban areas that we see every year, but also create opportunity that will lead into a market in West Africa. Tourism and hospitality, because Ghana is naturally endowed with assets that we can monetize in tourism and hospitality. Innovative financial products and services, and Ghana is also setting up to be a regional international financial services center to facilitate capital flows in West Africa, in Ghana, and the continent. And then, of course, transport infrastructure, such that the products that we generate have easy access in and out of Ghana and into the global market. AFCFTA does give us a unique opportunity. And once again, Ghana is acting as a spearhead for this whole transformation of the African continent. Africa is very well endowed, but unfortunately we export our raw materials and then import the finished goods out of our raw materials we export. And I believe that the AFCFTA gives us a great impetus to change that whole dynamic. And once again, I would like to say that the inspiration from the president of a Ghana beyond aid resonates loudly on the African continent. For us to actually monetize the assets that we have through partnerships and linkages and create a better continent of wealth creation and jobs. By 2050, Africa will be 1/4 of the world's population. It would also still have more than 30% of the world's remaining resources, 60% of the arable land left in the world. And it's now due for us to actually turn that into a real development agenda for the world, not just for Africa. I believe that the AFCFTA for us in Ghana gives us a real good opportunity for our SMEs and SMIs to actually get onto the industrial bandwagon and move beyond where we are. I would like to end here. I believe that you've all seen the numbers. These are real numbers. They've been legitimized. But we look.
When I assumed